Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh. We are from Group 3 and our title is Writing Story is a Form of Therapy. This is of 10 group members and this is our members. Uh, so this is our table of content. We start with introduction and then we go to promote self-awareness and then source of realization, platform to express our emotion and promote self-growth. And we end with conclusion. Okay. For the first section is the introduction. So I will conduct this section. Okay. I can shake off everything as I write. My sorrows disappear. My courage is reborn. So I will start right now. So we move to the first slide, which is introduction. So why need a therapy? So we need to know that what is therapy first. Therapy is a treatment to heal a disorder. So why they need a therapy? Why? This is because they may have stress. They may be stress or have painful experience, depression, or have a lot of assignment to do, or have been bullied at school. So they need a therapy. They need a treatment to heal this disorder. Unfortunately, we live in the modern era, which all these things do not need a therapy. Some people think that this thing is normal, depression is normal, so they don't need a therapy. Unfortunately, it's not right. They need a therapy. They need a treatment to heal that. So, but what is therapy? What is the example of therapy? One example of therapy is by using a pen and a paper, by writing stories. It might sound weird to hear that therapy, but that's the truth. By having a pen and paper is can treat the disorder. This therapy has been documented by James Pinbaker, a social psychologist who investigated the effects of a certain type of writing on mental health in 1986. Since then, more than 200 studies have found that emotional writing can help people's physical and emotional health. So, does writing story is a form of therapy? Yes, it is. But how? We will move to the next slide, which is promote self-awareness. They will explain why this therapy, why this writing story be a therapy.
Okay, so we will move next to our first point, which is writing stories is actually can help us promote self-awareness. Because first thing, we need to know that self-awareness is basically the ability to focus on yourself and how your actions, thoughts, or emotions do or don't align with your internal standards. Like if you are highly self-aware, you can objectively evaluate yourself, manage your emotions, align your behavior with your values, and understand correctly how others perceive you. So there is quote there, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. So it is very important for us to know ourselves and so that we can improve ourselves and love ourselves better. Alright, firstly, how writing stories promotes self-awareness. It is basically that from writing stories we can reflect what is inside us actually. Something that we don't much care about it, but it is actually very important to build our self-awareness. From writing stories, we can reflect what is inside us. From that, we can know ourselves better. We can realize clearly something that we like and something that we don't like. We can know individuals that we admire or we adore, and we also can aware about individuals' attitude which catch our attention. So all of this is actually very important for us to improve ourselves and become a better person in the future. Next, from reflecting what is inside us also, we are able to express our feelings. It is because it is actually anything can be told, as it is just between us and our inner voice. It may be something that we always want to tell others, but we have no opportunities. Or it may be something secret that we cannot tell others, but it keeps disturbing us. We just need simply need a pen and a piece of paper so we can just write it down. We can tell all of that through writing. It will surely very helpful for us.
Apart from making us aware of the things that we like and making us aware of our current emotions and state of mind, writing stories actually make us aware of the events and incidents that occur around us. In today's age of globalization, everyone around us is running towards a particular goal to be achieved, and we tend to miss out a lot of events and incidents that occur around us. And this kind of events may be important for us and maybe not. So by writing stories, because writing stories doesn't have any set of rules to fulfill, so we tend to include the incidents that occur around us. So we may not be able to realize the priority of the events that occur during the writing, but when we are reflecting back towards our writing, we are able to see and we are able to arrange the events according to their priority. We are able to arrange how important the particular events is. Maybe the events need a solution from us. So by doing so, we are able to find solution for our problems, and we are able to rearrange the events according to their priority. And not to forget that writing stories also help us in being aware of our strength and weakness. So at certain point of writing the stories, our personal point of view is required in order to elaborate more on a particular topic. So at that particular moment, during writing stories, we are not going to include the piece of information that come out from the book, because writing stories doesn't have any set of rules to stick on, and we tend to include the information that we already have. So at that particular moment, we are able to see our point of view on a particular topic, and we are able to realize on what we think on a certain event or a particular event that occur. So by doing so, we are able to realize on the field or a particular event that we have a strength in, and a certain field or a particular event that we have weakness. So by doing so, we are able to take action. What kind of action? We are able to overcome our weakness, and we can also take action in order to improve our strength. So by doing so, we are able to make ourselves into a better person.
Okay, we will proceed to the next point, which is writing stories is a form of therapy by acting as a source of relaxation.
Stress during writing. The writing can be stress if the writing is done just to satisfy other people. For example, a student write in examination to satisfy the examiner, and the journalists who write for their work. So it is different when we are writing for ourselves in a form of story, because it is a kind of therapy for us. Writing stories is a source of relaxation. Writing stories can be an expressive writing because we can express our thoughts and feelings freely. By jotting down our emotion and feelings, we can avoid or prevent the emotion and feelings from ruminating in our mind. Moving on to the next point, writing can prevent maladaptive rumination. Maladaptive rumination is a form of negative repetitive thinking. If we keep on focusing the negative thoughts, it can lead to stress and anxiety. In fact, rumination is not the right way to treat negative thoughts, as it can make the condition worse. At the end, people who tend to keep on ruminating will stop themselves from adjusting with new or difficult circumstances. We also free to express our emotion during writing stories, because we do not need to think about other perspective, and do not limit ourselves while expressing our emotion, as it can help us to find calmness. It's okay to be emotional during practicing it, and try to accept that emotion is part of ourself.
Furthermore, writing stories also will act as a source for relaxation by helping us distress and empty our mind. Okay, by writing stories, it can help us by treating anxiety and depression by recognizing the triggers easily. This is because for some individuals, uh, the triggers and also cause of their problems are hardly to be identified. So that is why they need this kind of practice in order to help them spotting the triggers and their cause of the problems easily. Besides, writing stories can be relaxing since we can realize our own strength, success, progress, and also efforts, and also learn to accept our weaknesses and limitation. This will help us to accept our own shortcomings and also try to improve ourselves. So finally, this can lead to self-validation, whereby by listing our own strength and also weaknesses, we will be the one who always have faith in ourselves. Plus, we can also avoid from feeling anxious and also envious towards other people's achievements and accomplishments. So, therefore, writing stories is very beneficial for mental health issues by giving relaxation and also keep our mental health in a good condition.
Next, we're going to move on to the fourth point, which is writing as a platform to express your emotions. There's a saying that goes, expressing your emotions doesn't make you weak, it makes you real.
Here is the thing about emotional freedoms. Emotions are energy in motion, they need to move. So, writing stories is one of the platforms to express our emotions. How writing can express our emotions? First and foremost, we can share feeling with other people. For example, if we include the emotional aspect in writing, the readers can know our feelings and also share the same thought about anything in particular. Second, we can have our self-satisfaction. For those who are introvert, usually will keep their emotions during social interaction. So, by writing a story, it will help those who are introvert to express emotions. Third, can improve mental health. Can express our hidden emotion that we kept from others. So, it will help us to relieve our stress and release our burden in life.
After that, writing can also be enhanced by expressing our emotion in it. A writing with expressed emotion in it will be much more fun and enjoyable for the readers to read, thus making it a lot more immersive for the readers to read. Last but not least, uh, writing provides a safe platform for the writers or someone to express the emotion without having the fear of or insecurities of getting judged by people. As you may know, some people will have much more insecurities about getting judged by people. So writing provide a safe platform for them to express their emotion without getting judged by this type of people who likes to judge people directly. That's all.
So next we will go to the other benefit of writing treatment, which is it can give or promote self-growth.
So like Mr. Anthony J. D'Angelo said, become addicted to constant and never-ending self-improvement. So, writing helps when a person wants to face his trauma. It marks as the first step. This is because when you first want to seek help, a form of communication must be established between the patient and the doctor. Also, the writing also has a benefit of letting the patient to take his time when expressing himself. This has an advantage of letting the doctor to know the full story and guide the patient properly to win against their trauma. Also, writing can indirectly increase self-esteem. This is because writing can form a clearer image of ourselves. It can serve as proofs that we had overcome many obstacles in the past. This boosts our confidence and encourages us to take on more challenges, moving on to the next level. Playing through higher levels, so increasing, can and will increase our overall experience, which will greatly help us to solve real life problems.
So next we will go to the other two benefits that we can obtain from the writing treatment, which is knowledge and creativity. So first of all, how can writing treatment give us knowledge? So as we know, when we want to write a story or writing session, our brain will need to stimulate more during that session to produce more ideas for us to make a great storyline. So this practice can help our brain to become better or healthy, which will help us to which can be used to obtain new knowledge in our life. Next, it also can improve our memory. This is because when you write a lot of writing, your brain cell will be well developed uh, to store more ideas that you gain from your writing. So this storage not only can be used to store the ideas for writing only, but it also can be used to store new knowledge that can be used in our daily life. As we can see from this picture, although this person is still a baby, but when he do the writing treatment, he will gain new knowledge in his life. Next, the writing treatment also can give us creativity. This is because when it is obvious when we write any story or anything, our creativity will increase due to increase of idea that you gain from your imagination during writing. So this will help you to become more open-minded person, or we can also call it as a person that can think outside of the box. Uh, it also can improve your critical thinking because uh, when you write a lot, your brain will need to struggle to write a storyline that is accurate with what you want to express in your writing. So your brain will start to work harder to make sure that your storyline uh, is accurate with what you want to express in your writing. So, for example, uh, when you, as a doctor, uh, uh, it is a need for them to have a creativity because when they face an abnormal disease, they need to be creative and have a critical thinking to make sure that they can give a better or great solution for the treatment of his or her patient. So if we didn't get the critical thinking or cannot think outside of the box, we will need to struggle like this cat, like we can see in this image. So in conclusion, it is a need for us to have a creativity in our life to make sure that we can make a great or true decision in our life, and no need to struggle to make the decision like this cat.
There is no agony better than bearing an untold story inside you. And this is actually a quote by Maya Angelou, and this can precisely conclude our discussion today, in which writing stories in any form can help oneself to cope with their mental problems. In many ways that have been stated in our points before, in our discussion before, writing stories actually can develop
can develop a stronger and better mental state. It is because by writing stories, people get to know themselves inside and out better than before, and they can use this to help guide them out of life difficulties. And writing stories can also relax our mind. It is because the negative thoughts are not pondered over and over in our mind. And with that, all the anxiety and depressed emotion can be released from doing more harm to our mental state, and we can also open more way for our self-growth. There is no one in this world that never had problems in their life. Problems in our life can take form in many shapes and sizes, and some of the problems are not even recognizable by our body. It is because we keep seeing them as a small matter and do not need to be treated, especially in mental health. Mental health actually something that if it is not resolved when they are a small matter, they might grow into a bigger and bigger problem that could be hard to tackle from. And with that being said, it is essential to say whenever problem emerge in our life, we can try to grab a pen and try to write the stories of our own so that we can pour all the things that are embedded in our mind and clear up our heart. And with this, a good mental state can be obtained. And with a good mental state, we can achieve a lot more things, and a more positive environment can be made, and a higher productivity surrounding can be benefited by society and the country. Thank you for your participation in our discussion. I hope you can get something from this presentation, and I hope you all have a nice day. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.